We are live. We are live. All right. So I'm about to record.
Did you just get kicked off? I can't hear you.
I did. Okay. My bad.
All right. I think we're still up on the live.
I think we are.
Sorry,
folks.
I saw the technology thing set.
Right? You'd think I'm old school or old. But all right. So the music's coming. All right, folks. Hold on. I need permission. I need permission to record. All right, folks. Give me a second. Actually, we're gonna do this over again. Andre kicked me out with host status.
Oh, because you got kicked out and then came back.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, hi, folks. We're gonna start off with just talking to you, good people.
Go on, Aroda. You're the host now.
I'm the host? Okay. I'm the boss for a second. So. I just want to be for you and my people. Don't you sit and wait, contemplate some revolution. I just want to be free. 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 Okay, another episode of the things I wish I knew about money. I'm your host, Camille Smith.
And I'm your co-host, your boy Dre.
All
What's
right.
going on today?
Hey, don't worry, folks. I'm not alone. Andre is just incognito, but I'm pretty sure y'all be able to hear him and everything. What a week. But we are here alive and well, right? So
the stock market, you were telling me earlier that it's been a pretty wild ride.
Emotional, so emotional for me.
What got on?
I mean, I just need to stop doubting myself. That's something I have to learn and all that good stuff, is stop doubting yourself when it comes to certain things that you've been studying, right? So that's just one thing I've been dealing with. And I love doing options. I'm addicted to doing options. It's just some days it's good, some days it's bad, and I just gotta roll with the punches, right? So it is what it is.
A roller coaster. I remember when I was doing like options trading, like it's pretty volatile. Like if you are not hardcore,
True.
it takes a lot of it takes an emotional toll. And I'm gonna be honest, as much as I'm an investor and I like to take on a risk,
Mm.
like it's I feel like I can do it in increments. Like I do
Okay.
a little bit here and then I want some stability and then maybe I'll go back and then but you're good. Like you're really good.
I mean, I have a goal that I want to do. So
Yeah,
um, once the goal gets into play, then I'll be a happy camper.
true,
Right?
makes sense.
Then I'll be a
Yeah.
happy camper. So I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully things will get better, and it will in
It will,
time.
definitely.
Yeah. I just need to be patient. Patience, patience, patience. And things. But yeah,
Yeah.
what? Let's do a little recap of what I spoke about last week because I wanted to have that discussion with you, like time shares and MLMs and all that good stuff, like those quick schemes. Those I
Yeah.
shouldn't say schemes. Get rich money ideas. So I wasn't sure if you heard it, but it went very well. Like every someone mentioned Loom. Someone mentioned just
Yeah, I heard
certain
about the loom in Jamaica.
stocks. Sorry?
I heard about the loom. I actually heard about it in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Shucks.
one in Jamaica. Yeah.
Okay, because I like mentioned it to like Americans, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, never mind, never mind." I
Really?
guess.
Where did it
Yeah.
start? Where did it, because I thought it was American.
No, I think I felt like it started here because no one really knew about it. And it was just like for like 2, 3 months, it was just big, and then people just it just fell off and stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
and what else did someone say? They said they remember Loom, they MLMs like with private stocks and stuff. So, you
Right.
know, it happens. You just got to learn how to not get trapped or do your research when it comes to certain things, right? Do your research, and you won't get booked.
I don't know. I feel like for me, like I always hear about these things when it's too late. Maybe if you get in the game early, you
Yes.
some
Oh, yeah,
crazy money.
absolutely.
But every time, by the time I hear about it, you start hearing stories of people who lose money or
Mm-hmm.
going down or whatever, some crazy thing.
Actually, I did hear it in the States, but you know when I heard about it in the States? Either beginning of this year or the ending of last year. And I was like, oh, y'all late. Y'all
Yeah,
late to this race.
late, right? I heard it last year, I believe, end of last year. And I heard about
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica because this prominent girl that
Mm-hmm.
sells bleaching products, skin bleaching products,
Them a bleach
right?
out some skin. Sorry.
She was like a big part of the loom, and
Yeah.
what I heard was that like a lot of people money got messed up, and people were after her, threatening her and whatnot. So that's the first time I heard about it, and I'm like, in my head, I was saying, yo, these people in Jamaica, they haven't learned from Cash Plus. Because Cash Plus was something similar that came to Jamaica where a lot of people lost money. And
Mm-mm.
it's I've never had any direct experience with Cash Plus, but it's like hearing about Cash Plus that really made me afraid of going into MLM type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Because it's yeah, when you're dealing with people's money, oh, people will get grimy with that, right? So
Because for
I
some
just
people even last, right? The last dollar
yeah,
them up with night, right?
right? That's why when I was like introduced to some of them, I was like, I don't want unless I can figure it out and I can just, just do it without having to bring people in, then I'm gonna do it that way. But other than that, no, it's just too much. I just don't like the stress. I don't like the stress. And there was a time when, like, I remember a friend like told me, I was like, yo, I'm only getting into this because I trust you and I know you wouldn't steer me in the wrong way and stuff. But like I just didn't believe in it like other people would. So it just wasn't for me. All right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so if it's not for you, don't do it. But there's some
Yeah.
that will benefit everyone and stuff. And also we wanted to talk about what's trending as well, because there's just a lot of things that are going on in the personal finance world. And some I care about, some I'm just like, see this another day.
True.
Right? But I think two of them that was eye-opening were National Bank slashed their commissions
Oh,
for
nice.
Canadian and American stocks and ETFs. So that's something people definitely want to check out because, as we know, ideally the only place that has it is that there's no commissions is Wealthsimple. Um, and I know a lot of people that are with Wealthsimple, and there are pros and cons for each one, right?
Right, right.
But if you don't want to be, I guess, stagnant or anything, maybe you're not in
Right.
Wealthsimple. I don't know. I ain't bashing anyone. I ain't bashing no banks. But yeah, check out the National Bank or Questrade or whoever you want to be with, right?
Yeah.
And what they used to have their commissions $6.95. Boy,
I mean, that's pretty good when compared to the others. I mean, I'm still envious of America because there's a lot of no commission platforms over there.
honestly,
Mhm.
I seen a comment the other day. Remember on the group that we're in, and I think it's so true. They're like, "Yo, is there any investment platform where I'm charged a low fee and I don't have to be charged a ridiculous thing just to do search engines and all that stuff?" And I'm like, preach, because there's none. Like Questrade's pretty good,
Yeah.
but the things that I want to do that I'm learning, I can't do on Questrade. So I went to a next broker and they have low fees. They really have a lot of low fees. That's why I've been doing these options like
Right, right.
crazy. But in order for me to see certain things like in real time, I had to pay. I'm like, you guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. Like, can we not have this? I feel like you're playing games. I feel like you're playing games with me emotionally.
Right, right.
When you do
Exactly.
that, right? You're like, what do you feel with like TD or any other bank? Sorry, we're not mentioning names.
I mean, it's crazy because, well, I can mention TD because I think my relation, like, well, I'm not marketing for TD or anything, but
Mm,
I've looked at it and it's like most of my relationship has actually been with TD, like my investment account, my insurance,
mm-hmm.
student account, my line of credit. Like there's so much that I have with TD.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never had a bad experience with them. The only thing that I find though is like the commission is pretty high when it comes to trading. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, there's always a price to making a profit, but
Yeah.
if I'm paying $20 per full trade, when I say full trade, it's like $10 to buy and $10 to sell. And when it comes to option, it's even more. It can be like $30, $40
Yeah.
to execute a option trade. It's like, it's a lot of fees
It
um,
is.
that really eats into your profit, right?
Mm-hmm. So in that case, when it comes to like getting a profit, what is your exit strategy, I guess? Like, is it 100% or is it like, okay, I made $120. Let me just
Yeah.
get out so I at least make $100.
some like yeah, well, mine was 100. Like it has to be a minimum of 100 because
Okay.
I have to
Home
recover my $20,
run. Exactly.
right? So my minimum is 100. The thing
Okay.
is, in reality, I typically make more than the 100 on a trade because I have changed my investment strategy. So like there was a point in time where, well, I started investing with $90, but then there comes a point where I say I don't invest anything less than $1,000 in a particular stock. But what
Mm.
I find in practice is that a lot of times I put like 5 grand in a stock, right?
Okay.
So a lot of times I end up making like, I don't know, maybe 300-400 US if I do decide to trade. Um,
Hold on, hold on, hold on. You already know what I have to bring. Why? And you know what? I've come to realize that if you use more capital, obviously, you'll get a greater return. So I'm trying to change my mindset from having like, let's say, cheap plays, like $50 or whatever,
mhm.
and actually like I'm gonna condition myself this week to do something higher. So stay tuned. If you see me cheesed even more,
Yeah, the thing is that I've
yeah.
learned the hard way. I'll tell you guys, like I have seen where I mean I lost money that's not technically mine, but could have been mine. So
Mm-hmm.
the risk of capital is greater if you're doing options trading. If it's stock, like like the risk is not so high. But with
True.
options trading, I've literally seen 15,000 US dollar evaporate in my eyes. Like I actually had situation where my play went up by 15,000 US dollars and whoop, in no time
My
because of
heart.
the I'm telling you, I'm telling you, like it's
True.
and personally I love options, but I mean I think you have to like learn
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the hard way for me, the cost of learning was 15,000 US. That now when I do option play,
Yeah.
even if that shit go up by $100, I'm gone. I'm telling you, like that is
Yeah.
wild.
True, true. Like this last, yo, I don't even know if I want to talk about it. Till like I've been upset for the last 2 days over one play that I felt I was like, this is it. It's gonna go like this. I've been reading the charts like this, that it's good. And then I just doubted myself on Wednesday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this L and then just roll with it. And then the thing just the
Yeah,
Thursday it just skyrocketed up, and I'm like, are we serious? Like, are you like, is this real?
yeah, I'm
I
telling you.
tell you, I went back to my bed, eh? And I was like, yo, screw this. I'm done for the day.
Don't
Um,
know.
but yeah, so yeah, it would like I'm glad Natural Bank slashed the commissions. Maybe this was going to, have domino effect with other
Yeah,
banks,
it
especially
probably
like
will.
TD, CIBC, and all that good stuff. And then what? There's also certain credit cards are doing like buy now, pay later type of
Yeah.
stuff, like Visa in installments.
And I believe that a whole heap of people are going at debt for that because but that's a actually that's a good topic and we need to kind of
Yeah,
talk about it because a whole heap of people are gonna jump on the wagon there.
and I
But I
hope
will tell
people
you,
don't. It
yeah,
because it's like the what is it? Um, what do they used to do at Winners and stuff?
so like higher purchase.
Yes.
Like you take the good up front and then you pay for it later, right?
Yeah, that one. So like
Yeah, higher purchase.
I don't know, folks, like honestly, I think the the way the economy is going, it's really trying to get people in debt. And I wouldn't say like obviously I've been in debt or I've we've all been in debt. We just have to figure a way how to minimize it or just
Right.
at least manageable enough that by the end of the month, at least, you can just say, "Oh,
Right.
look at that slash." And I know, folks, I know that's in some people's eyes, it's not realistic, but then you have to check to see how you're budgeting things and how you're spending.
Right.
So that's one thing. So whoever hears this visa installment, just try not to touch
I
it.
mean, for them, it's a smart move as a company
Of
because
course.
more and more things are going online, which means that people are going to be shopping online even more. So the
Yeah.
need to use that plastic card or the virtual wallet, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
greater, right? So they are creating a whole new marketing opportunity for themselves to
I wonder
further.
what the stock's gonna be.
I mean,
See,
personally,
things like that.
I would probably buy Visa. I mean, they're already performing well. It would have been perfect if you caught it like in the middle of the pandemic because you'd be like so happy now.
That is true. That is true. And this is why it's good to have trending news or just to be aware of what's going on in the world because
Mhm.
you can make decisions, right?
Right, right.
Especially that. Well, it's down today. Well, not today, but
Yeah.
it's down Friday. Um, but overall, of course, like Visa would be doing well. Not last
Yeah, but
month.
there's some good ones. That's IPO coming up soon. To look out for
Yes.
Stripe. Stripe is one of
Yes.
those, which is a payment platform. There's Instacart. There's Discord. So there's a quite a few. Like personally, I like Stripe as a company. It's Canadian.
Mhm.
It's a Canadian company.
That's funny.
Fintech is the future.
Yes, 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 yes. Because what because I listen to Earn Your Leisure and stuff or Wall Street Trapper, and they also mention fintech. And
Yeah,
even my mentor, Kurt, he talks about that stuff too, and 5G. So it's like you really gotta like get with the program. Get with the program. And just,
100%.
fintech,
100%.
yes. Fintech. And
Definitely, like
hmm. So Stripe is Canadian based?
it is.
That is interesting.
It is. Oh yeah, I didn't know that Canadians are known for creating some of the most innovative companies. Actually, I mean, a lot of
Really?
them get bought out by Americans, but we are known to come up with some of the most innovative companies.
Okay, so that's when you like people wanna. I'm trying to find there it is. So yeah, Stripe, Instacart, Discord, Databricks, Chime, and Rivian. I hope I said the wrong right. If I didn't, allow me. But yes, because well, not everyone, but most people that have been afraid to do their grocery shopping has been using Instacart. So I guess it does make sense. Stripe, I think Stripe is like, and I asked you that question. Stripe is like similar to Square and
Yeah,
PayPal,
and
right?
PayPal. Yeah, yeah,
So ideally, it would be a great idea to get Stripe or even wait for like an ETF because it's no brainer. Fintech,
it is.
it's no brainer.
Yeah,
So now to
I mean,
remember this.
as I've told you, like I kind of like I've I've stopped investing. I've lowered like my
Mhm.
investment. Like I'm not as aggressive anymore at this time. My strategy changes from time to time.
Yeah.
That's the one thing being around me, like you'll probably see is that, my strategy frequently changes. Not because I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I'm so intentional with what I'm
Hmm.
and
Which is
like right
fine.
now the focus is on like rent property, right? So like
Ooh,
but
hands off my property. Sorry.
hey, exactly. I mean, interestingly, so I was teaching tax today. So today is
Nice.
like my first time teaching tax with the school board. It
What?
was yeah, like it was a pretty amazing class. Like there were like 25 people, and
Oh, wait. What do you mean? Why am I doing a hand clap when I really used to? Hold on. Wow. Why does it do this every time? I'm sorry, folks. Yes.
Big up, big up, big up.
Man, boy, big
Yeah,
things.
it was a really good class still. Like, like some really good questions came up.
Mm,
We started with a bang, talking about who's liable for tax, determining residency and stuff like that. And,
nice.
a lot of questions came up about even rental property. And we talk about like changing use, like, if I was living in a property and then it becomes a rental property, like what are my, my responsibilities, So some really
That
good
is key.
discussion, came up and whatnot. But I think that's one other thing about investment. Like there's no path that's bad,
Hmm.
right? Right. And you'll see that your interest and your strategy changes from time to time. This minute you might be focused on one thing, the next minute you're focused on another. And I
Yeah.
will tell you, like, if I were to come back and start a renewed focus on stocks, it's gonna be a fintech. It's gonna be stocks that are in the fintech industry. Fintech has been something that I've cherished since last year.
Mm,
Thing that I've talked about and I've seen the future
that
potential.
is true. That is
Right.
true. I remember that conference that you had. Yeah, it was like at nighttime. I remember. I remember. Yes, yes, yes. I remember it. So yeah, it's so basically, folks, we want you, ladies and gentlemen, to be, think outside the box,
100%.
especially when it comes to technology. It's not going nowhere,
And
right?
I've found the perfect way for like average people to be able to use like a combination of stocks
Mm-hmm.
and real estate to,
Nice.
to to build cash flow and wealth. I haven't perfected the framework as yet, and I think you probably see that on my status from time to time where I say, yo, I'm still working on the framework, still
I'm
testing it
doing.
out. It's too early.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so far it's been working.
Nice.
And at some point I would love to share it with people so that like everyday people can truly build wealth. Like, I mean, it comes with risk, it comes with putting in time and putting in work, but that's like anything else. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Yeah. So some good things in the works.
Um, I'm glad because we need that. We need that up in here. We need to know how to figure things out. What does work with
Definitely.
this? And what else?
You mentioned
Inflation.
inflation. Yeah,
Inflation.
you mentioned inflation.
My gosh.
So what is that now? Like what is inflation? Because I've been hearing like everybody talking about inflation. In fact, I think in Canada,
Yeah.
inflation has gone up, I think 4.1%.
Mm-hmm. In August. So this is actually the highest since 2003. The
Than star.
inflation.
So what that
so
mean? Like what that mean for people?
so that means basically when we think about, well, could be good with savings because shucks, they need to raise up them investments or those interest rates. But you want to be more concerned about like food or supply chain delays and all
Yeah,
that good stuff. Let's see.
cost of living in general, eh?
Yes, cost of like furniture prices, lumber, they're all gonna go up. And the two main three things is energy,
Yeah.
food, and home prices.
Jano, the home one is a big one. It's already crazy to buy a house.
Yeah, it's gone up. Like there's like actually something about the mortgage costs. Well, the mortgage costs are less than the rate of inflation, so
Mm.
that's pretty good. In the first for the first time in 40 years. So, folks, if y'all want a house,
But I mean, even though that is true, the reality is that housing costs overall in general, the price of the price of houses going up, in and of itself is like technically outpacing the growth in household income and all of that stuff. So like, even though the mortgage interest rate is below inflation, the
Yeah.
reality is that the cost to actually buy a house has outpaced our incomes, right? So it is still a pretty crazy situation for most people, because how do you move from like making 45K to 50K to affording a house that's like 600,000 or 650K? You know what I mean? It's untenable.
It's so depressing at times, but I can't even tell.
Yeah,
Like
it is
that's
pretty
one
crazy.
thing I hope to master. And I guess in due time, like if I, get these stock stuff, if it works out for that, then it will be awesome. But it is very stressful for someone that's making 45 to 50. Like, how will I be able to afford a house? And I told someone, like I had a webinar last week, and someone asked, like, yo, what do we do with like the housing?
Right.
And sometimes you're gonna have to get uncomfortable and get roommates to save
Hmm.
up. Or even like with a house, like if you're able to, like, and I know it's gonna go back to like an episode that we've had,
Yeah.
co-signing and stuff. Or even just having someone, there's gonna be at least two people that either has good or great credit score and debt to income ratio, and then another person that has the capital and stuff,
Yeah.
right? If you have those two people together, it will be more manageable.
Right.
Or there's there has to be a loophole
Yeah.
legally, of course. I
Definitely.
that's one thing that I would like for us to, like, whoever, has those loopholes legally, that's able to do those things, please tell us, or not tell us,
Yeah.
sorry, join us so we were
And
able to reach out, right?
yeah, and the thing is, I wouldn't even put them at a loophole level as I mean, yes, there are loopholes, but I think it's, a part of it too is like, even like ways to like structure your finances or the things. Maybe you can call it a loophole too.
Mm.
But utilizing certain tools available to us to like speed up that, coming up with that down payment. For example, um, you can look whether or not taking an RSP loan and depositing it to get that big refund makes sense for you to come up with a down payment faster. Or just
Exactly.
like Camille said at the beginning, thinking outside of the box. Can I own a home in somewhere else, like let's say in London, Ontario, where I can get it for like 400K or something, and I can rent it
Mhm.
out and generate income, right? And then perhaps, sorry, or taking a flipping a property type of situation or whatever.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
listen, let me make it loud and clear. If any of my close friends decide to move to London, listen, we're just gonna talk on the phone, okay? Because I'm not trying to make. I'm
Yeah.
joking. I'm joking. I'll make the way. I'll make the way. But yes, we're gonna have to do things like that to figure out, right? Um, man, I really would want to stay in the East, though. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? For me, I'm just following the money. Like John Noah, like I'm telling you, like when it comes to, I agree. There's certain place that I want to live because jerk chicken, fried chicken, them things there. I don't want to wake up in no neighborhood and can't no get no access to them thing there.
Right?
Anywhere I live, them
Um,
have their close.
like, where, you know what I know, like, Peel, you still have, the Jamaican or West Indies vibes. And the same is with Durham as well. But I wouldn't go as far as Whitby. I think Whitby would be the furthest I go, personally.
Mm,
I feel
100%.
it's just This is stressful. Just to
It
get into
is.
that traffic. Just the 401. The 401 is not not
We need
friendly.
access. That's all me care about. But when it comes to investment, like living,
Yeah.
for me,
Yes.
has to be near the jerk chicken, the fried chicken, the barbecue chicken. But when it comes to investment, I follow the money.
Yeah.
And
This
this is
is
the thing, people. Everybody got them set of people them follow. There's a couple people I follow personally.
mm,
Michael Lee Chin, Warren Buffett, and a few others. And a
yes.
lot of the times I look at what they are doing
Mm-hmm.
and I follow the money, right? And I look at even like somebody, when I read certain finance article, what
Yeah.
are some of the wealthiest Canadians doing with their money? What are they putting it in? Is it real estate? Now I ask the question, why are they putting the money in real estate, right? So you can understand what's going on. So you really have to follow that money. But in even the context of inflation is like, okay, if it is that, you're in your job
Mm-hmm.
and wages are not going up, you've asked for a raise, you're not getting that raise, do you stay in that job, right? Or do you find something else? Or do you
Mm-hmm.
try to build a side hustle? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I was talking to a friend of mine actually, and this is probably not so much to do with personal finance, so to speak, but perhaps we even need a podcast to talk about civic responsibilities and why we should vote as young people and why we should vote as Black people as well. But that's a whole
What?
topic because it came up in a conversation. And
Yeah.
honestly, I've never been, personally, I hate to tell people that their opinion is dumb. I've never really told anybody that. But
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't help yesterday when I heard somebody said something, and I had to say it's dumb because they told me that Canada is not for Black people. And when I heard that coming from another Black person, I couldn't help but say it's dumb. What you're saying is BS. So perhaps we need a couple of them sessions that address like that piece as well. But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Actually, we could connect with different people that are in more into politics because me and politics don't go. I follow the money, but it is good to be well rounded because if you know
Right,
politics, you will be able to figure out like certain budgets and inflations and
exactly.
all that good stuff. So yeah, we
Yeah, and
definitely need
there's
to.
some personal finance element to it because a lot of the times when a government make a decision,
Mm-hmm.
it's either a microeconomic policy or a macroeconomic policy. So micro
Yes.
affects household directly, macro affect the economy. But it doesn't matter the policy; it's done at a macro level, a high level. Now you have to understand as a
Mm,
household how those policies trickle down to your community and your household, how you can benefit from them. So when I hear people make the argument and say, "Yo, oh, I'm not gonna go for this government because my life has been the same." It doesn't matter which government come into power, your life will be the same if you're not taking personal actions.
true.
Because a government is not gonna come to your door and be like, "Yo, Camille, I made this policy specifically for you and it's gonna benefit you and you only." You know what I'm
I
saying?
wish. Shucks.
Don't do I wish.
But don't
So
with the politics. Actually, no. Carry on, because I'm cheesed about something that happened in my
yeah,
community as well.
but
But
just like I said, we can't deal with politics in our next session, but no, there is the rising inflation. There are all of these, housing policies being thrown out.
yeah,
How does that affect me as an individual? How does
mhm,
inflation affect my current income level? So I like to say, like we have to critically analyze
mhm,
situation. So inflation is now 4.1. It seems to be rising, prices rising. What is it that you're gonna do? What is it that I am gonna do? Do we
yeah,
shop the same place? Can we buy the same basket? Right? Can we go to a 14 or a No Frills and pick up the same amount of grocery that we pick up? Do we have to buy in bulk? You know what I mean? Do I need a second income?
you
Do
know
I need a
you're rich.
right?
You know you're rich when you talk about Fortinos.
Yo, a blue sky me shop. Blue sky.
Yeah, I know. Blue sky. We have a blue sky here too. Don't
Mhm.
worry, we got, or it's like there's a next one, but or Skyland. Skyland
Yeah, like,
is
oh,
by
that sounds
us.
like a funny scarves in it there.
Not
You never see
even.
a skyline over the side there.
Now it's the same thing, I swear.
Mm,
But it's true. You know, you're totally right, because when you think about that, it's, will you be able to afford food? And gosh, we already know how expensive food is, right?
yeah,
Not fast food, because fast food hella cheap. But like, just to be able to get groceries, and mind you, like Andre said, with like being at work, and you're hoping to get a raise, usually it's just like a 2% raise each
yeah,
year, if you're lucky, right? So I
right.
think the way to offset that is either finding a new job, or if you're able to, or creating a skill that you're able to, you know, have a side hustle or have a business, and then it flourishes, because the economy, folks, is no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah.
Like, and how do you feel about the inflation?
I mean, it is what it is. It's like, for me personally, it's gonna go up. Like, for me, where I live, my situation, I love to put things in category. Things I
Mhm.
can control versus things I can't control. Inflation is one of those things that I can't control. It's gonna go up or down, and I can't do anything about it. But I can do, what I can control is my spending and my earnings pattern,
Mhm.
right? So am I gonna be doing the same things? Am I gonna be trying to earn more? Or am I gonna try to like earn in a different economy, like a different country? Do I go elsewhere? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So we have to start thinking about like how we earn, how we
Mhm.
spend, and we have to make those adjustments to those areas because it is what it is. You know what I mean? What I will say as a rule of thumb is that any money that you're earning should, the rate of interest on any capital should be higher than inflation at a minimum. So if
Yes.
you're saving in a bank account, you need a rate that's higher than inflation. But I'll tell you this, me want you tell me which bank will give you 4%.
Let me tell you, and I say this all the time, the bank aren't your friends. Okay? The banks aren't your friend. Honestly, the only close one, like with 3%, is what's that online one? I used to praise Tangerine, but
Yeah,
even they like fell off, like since inflation like went wonky. Yeah, there's nothing. There's a EQ Bank savings, and they have 1.25%. So
wow.
like, we are like, that's literally like, that's so depressing.
It is the
It's so depressing. It's literally, we're like 2.85% off of
yeah,
what's of the inflation. So does it even, and I don't want to discourage people to save, because there's
right.
sometimes you have to save, right? But
Yeah,
is there a better way? Right?
yeah,
Does it even make sense to say, and I say it all the time. If you don't understand investing, just keep it simple, and
yeah,
put it in a ETF, or like an index fund, S&P 500. That
yeah,
literally saves you like what? The S&P 500, this to date, year to
yeah.
date, is, hold on, is literally 18%. It 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 doesn't have to be so difficult,
Right,
right?
right.
Like, literally, if you follow the S&P, it doesn't have to, like, within like the last 5 years, it's gone up 108%. If you have
Damn,
no idea what to do,
John No Star.
right? So, and no, I don't like, I don't have affiliated marketing with any stocks or anything. Just
Yeah.
question. But it
And
just
the
it
other
makes
thing
sense.
it makes sense. And the other thing you can do too is like what I've been trying to do is, and a lot of people are probably not at this level as yet, but try to work your way to this level is like to earn in stronger currencies. You know what I mean? So like earn in
Mm.
USD, earn in British pound. You know what I mean?
Listen, our dollar, I'm sorry, is trash. When it comes, it's trash. But like, say you were to find a stock or something that is able to work with our dollar and skyrockets US dollar or the British pound, then you're winning. But it takes research. But
Yeah,
what are ideas with the US or the British pound or euros that you have
yeah,
in mind? Let us know. Let us know. Let the people know.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd love to be earning more in the, is it GBP? The
Yeah, that one. Yes.
the pound sterling, that's the currency of choice, you know, like I'd love to be earning more in that. But yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, like I said, prices are gonna go keep rising. It's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because wages have pretty much been stagnant for quite a while. But
Mhm.
the good thing is that we live in a do-it-yourself kind of side hustle economy where it's so much easier to have a second stream of income. You know what I mean? There are so many ways, and I can't remember who it was, but a
Mhm.
pretty successful person was
Mhm.
on a course with them, and you know they
Yeah.
were saying the same thing. Like when they were starting out,
Yeah.
it was a lot harder to earn different streams of income because the options were so few. But now
Yes.
there's like so many things that you can do online without having to go anywhere and earn,
Right.
and it reduces your costs as well. You know what I mean?
Very
So I think we just have to leverage everything that's available to us,
true.
right? If
Leverage is
we to
king.
truly earn at a pace that's greater than inflation. And it's like you also have to think about diversification as well, because whilst there might be increased inflation and deflation of the currency in
Mm.
one economy and stagnant wages, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot offset those negative factors in this one economy by earning multiple income streams elsewhere in an
Yeah.
economy that's doing really good, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you that's the power of diversification. So when you think about diversification, you have to think about it from that lens as well. How can I earn in a stronger currency, right? Because for example, if I earn 1,000 Canadian dollars, but then I'm earning 1,000 USD, there might be some benefits there because a thousand USD converted to 1,000 Canadian. Sorry, 1,000 USD converted to Canadian is about 1,300 Canadian, right?
Yeah, like 1276 right now.
There you go.
As of right now. So like, yeah, like
Mhm.
that's why I love doing certain I've just learned. I'm not gonna lie, I just learned how more rewarding US stocks are. And I can only imagine how rewarding British stocks are. I would have to
Mm.
delve into that. That's
Yeah.
gonna take some time to go into different markets. And if that was the
Yeah.
case, I'd be on the stock market thing all day.
All day, every day. You definitely want to be earning USD right now. Like while the current, and this is the thing is like I'll tell you, it's like the opportunities and the mindset. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we see that the dollar is sliding,
Yeah.
but what do you do? I me can't go down a bank of Canada and say, oi, copy dollar from slide. You must think
Right?
that's you can't call the city of Toronto to come shovel up the snow off of the road. So that's slide. But
Oh,
what I
don't
can
don't
do,
say
I
snow.
can
Don't
try to
say snow.
earn I can try to earn in USD, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
There
then
are ways
it's
you can earn in USD.
for anyone that gets any USD stocks, it's kind of more beneficial to put in your RSPs because you don't have to pay the foreign tax, even unless you're okay with getting the your 15% of your tax of the amount that you get is already taxed. Well, dividends. If we're talking about dividends, like
Yeah.
that's something you want to consider. Me, I don't care. I don't mind getting you taking the 15% right off the bat. So
Yeah.
I don't care. Especially if you put in your tax-free savings account. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, like Canada doesn't tax after, right? Just
Right.
those.
Right.
So be mindful about US stocks as well, and just it's okay to get the US stocks. It's okay to be
Yeah.
Canadian and get US stocks because
100%.
they're more valuable.
They
Hands
are.
down.
Yeah. 100%.
Like AMD, Square. The only one that like Canadian is like big up Paramount. What?
Paramount and large.
Paramount Resources. I think that's like industrial area. And then Shopify. Shopify
Yeah.
is doing
Very large.
very well. So whoever
Yeah.
has that, my
Yeah.
gosh. And Amazon. So and what is it? I think so inflation's affect obviously our food, our energy, and lumber and home
Mhm.
prices. Sorry, home prices. But it also is beneficial, hopefully, to the banking system. Hopefully they begin to rise it up just a little bit because times are hard. Times are hard. We want to see something with with the inflation that's happening. I like what I remember when interest rates used to be like 3%. And that was lovely. But now you're getting pennies. So folks, if anything, look for those ways to maneuver through your banks. Look to see how you can utilize your investments that you have to be more than the inflation. Think of ways how to, like Andre said, change your spending habits because things are going up, right? I remember when cereal or
Let's not buy half an egg. Sorry. I just had to say that it's a silly joke that's in my head when I talk about inflation. But anyways, it's probably not a joke.
It's just things like that. We wanna exactly. You don't want to have an egg to be able to survive, right? Or even let's certainly give a shout out to my vegetarian folks. Frig like apples or cantaloupes or mangoes and stuff. You don't want to be having that and it's like skyrocketed. So be mindful about your spending. Try to find ways to make more so you can survive these streets that I
The
like to
street them
say.
rough. And
Yeah.
try earning and the other one to add is try earning in a stronger currency than
Yes.
your home currency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
so
look on that US, look at the British and all that. Thank you. Look at those other ways, right? Or even what Australian, Korean won or yen,
yeah,
Japanese yen. Just
definitely.
figure out different ways. Figure out different ways, and if you have questions, feel free to ask us. We may not know right at this moment. If we don't know at this very moment, hit us up and we'll be able to figure out ways to help you and guide you into the right path because it's rough out here and we don't want anyone left behind, right?
My money, ha ha.
Oh man. And on that note, folks, I want you to like, subscribe, follow, share, and remember, I think we're over 700, almost 800. We've reached 17,000 with Anchor, the podcast, like y'all listening. So keep at it because we want to do giveaways just now.
Giveaway. All right.
Yes. So anything to say to the folks?
Yeah, man. No, I think you wrapped it up nicely with the summer points of things to do.
Yes.
Just again, when it comes to your personal finance, put your things in bucket. What you can control, what you can't control. It's really just manipulating the numbers, right? Either you reduce expenses or increase income, right? But always remember to diversify. So if it is that things are bad in your current country, think about ways in your home country where you're from and see if there are any opportunities there to earn in a different currency, right? But the opportunities are endless. And like I said, I have that secret sauce formula that I'm working on that will mean
Yes.
anybody, right? Because I am building my wealth from the ground up, literally, right? If you ever read my book, I talk about homelessness, I talk about walking to school, I talk about no lunch money and all of these things. And I'm building a formula that people who have similar experience as me can use that formula to do something similar, right? And I'm still working on it. I'm still perfecting it. And that day will come when I'm just gonna share it with everybody, right?
That's gonna be a
And
next book. What do you mean?
then, well, me never say I'm gonna share it for the podcast. It might be a book, but I'm gonna share it. Me never say how I'm gonna share it.
True. I'm just planting the seed into your head, just the next
Yeah.
book.
Funny enough, I was
Okay.
thinking about a book today, actually.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see.
But yes, folks, find a formula. You can try to figure out Andre's formula, or you can actually look at other lovely millionaires or billionaires formulas. Most of them are in books that we
Yeah.
don't want to read. So I'm gonna start doing more audiobooks because the reading
I'm gonna
thing,
give them
I
the
just
hardest
felt.
copy to read.
Hmm?
I'm gonna share the formula when I hit 5 million US dollars.
Yay. Bra, 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 bra. Done no.
Anytime I hear the formula, it means that I hit the magic number there.
Exactly. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. But on that note,
Need the
like
next
I
100 years from now.
nah, man, nah. You'll get it soon time. You'll get it soon time. I believe in you. But
All
on that
right.
note, folks, we gotta wrap it up. So stay safe. This Monday is voting time. So if you haven't voted yet, go vote. Your vote matters. It can make a difference. Hopefully. Hopefully. And yeah, just stay safe and tell your folks, your close loved ones, that you love them. All right.
All right. Bless up.
Get off favorite music. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax. Anyway, flax, money, literacy box. Fitness in our blood because we're working for your class. Everybody flash, money, literacy box. Yeah, talking on it here. So, everybody flash, money, literacy box. Fitness in our blood because we're working for your class. Money, literacy box. Yeah.